Welcome back, conscious beings, and welcome back to Conscious Patterns. Now, if you already know the cognitive functions, you've unlocked the How to Verify Your Type video, so go check that out. Now, for the rest of you, you may be new to personality type, cognitive theory, and there's this experience that we all had whenever we were new to learning about this stuff. And we went into forums and said, hey, I think I might be an INFJ or an INFP or an ENTJ or an INTJ. And people kept responding and saying, go learn the cognitive functions. Why do people say that when you're trying to learn and everyone's response is, go learn the cognitive functions? And part of it is for this reason right here.
What do you want from us?
Inception. Is it possible?
Of course not.
If you can steal an idea from someone's mind, why can't you plant one there instead?
Okay, here's me planting an idea in your head. I say to you, don't think about elephants. What are you thinking about?
Elephants?
Right, but it's not your idea because you know I gave it to you. The subject's mind can always trace the genesis of the idea.
Now, I want to get back to that in 1 second, but if you're coming in asking, am I an INFJ or an INFP, people already know that you haven't done the homework, the hard work of learning the cognitive functions. Because if you're asking if you're an INFJ or an INFP, the thing is that the inferior function of the INFJ is extroverted sensing, and the inferior function of the INFP is extroverted thinking. And these are two totally different kinds of cognitive functions and two total different kinds of stressors, because that's what the inferior function is. That's where you're probably the most consciously aware of what your stressor in your life is. And if you don't know the difference between those two and the different function sets within those two, we can't really have a deeper conversation. So you're going to have to do some of that homework. Now, to get back to that movie that I was referencing, Inception, and getting back to that scene where the person says, well, that wasn't your thought. You didn't have that thought, it didn't come from you. And so you'll never accept it. And that's what I want to say about learning about your personality type and finding it. You can get with a great personality typist, and hopefully they educate you and they show you why that's your type, and hopefully they verify it with you in some way. But the thing is, if you don't know the cognitive functions yourself, you'll never accept what their answer is. Now, you might accept it in the moment. They might say, hey, I've typed you, you're an ESFJ. And you say, oh, wow, great, thank you very much. And a few months later, a few years later, you're going to say, you know what? I don't know if that person was right. And the thing is, because you don't know the cognitive functions, you will never accept it and you'll never be able to see it. And that's the whole point about verifying your type, is you need to understand what those are so that you can see them and identify them and say, oh, there it is. There's why I'm so stressed. I get it now. I get what my inferior function is and how that comes into play in my life and why I keep doing that. That makes so much more sense now that I understand my type. Now that I understand where my stressors come from, why I keep doing that, I get it now. I see the proof. But if you don't learn the cognitive functions, you'll never accept that for yourself.